Today we're going to show you the second generation Xarilk sharpener and compare it to the original launch sharpener that they came out with, and they made improvements on it. So at first I'm going to go over the original launch. This had a couple of issues that they've addressed. Number one was this nut that stood up a little too high. They replaced it with this nut that fits flush. So that's not an issue anymore. The other change that they made was on the second generation, the new one, they're no longer going to include this longer tower. The new one is going to have this type of setup, and the reason they went that way is because you have two tightening situations here, this and this. So this is the new one. Now, the other improvement they made on the rod that goes in, there's a difference in the diameter of the steel itself. It's a lot thicker. So the first generation one, you're not going to be able to use this. And the other improvement they made on the handle, on the original one, they had the handle that you tightened the stone onto there. And I could show you that, but maybe it's not important. The stone would fit in there like this. You unloosen it, and then you tighten it. That's not the way the new one is. The new one is different, where you pull it apart like a spring-loaded, and you set it in there, and you pull it like that. The only thing that I find a little bit inconvenient is when you have this all set up, which I'm going to show you, it might get in the way, and it could be an issue later on. I don't know. But anyway, so those are the differences between the old one, I'll call it Generation 1, and the new one, Generation 2. So I'm going to move this out of the way so you know the difference. And we're bringing this guy into view now. Very simple to set it up. You put your little, I don't know what you call this, your adjustment. You set that in. You can tighten it very easily up and down like that. The other thing you can do is you would set this, goes through here like that. Then that would tie into this like that. And you gotta loosen this guy up. So there's your setup. Now I got a 2,000 grit stone in there right now, because the knife I'm going to sharpen today is fairly sharp, so I'm not going to go down to, the beginning one was 180, then it goes to 400, then it goes to 600, then 1,500, and then 3,000. My wife was able to put like labels on the back, so you can see when this wears off, you'll still be able to tell what stones they are. So right now we got a 2,000 stone in there. We'll go ahead and loosen it up to put the knife in there. The other thing I wanted to say, they give you an Allen wrench, but I went to Harbor Freight, and you can pick up one of these at Harbor Freight really cheap, and it's a lot easier to move your stone in and out. We put our knife in like this, real simple, not hard. You want to make sure that you get your blade kind of away from the, not too close to this. You want to make sure you're going to be able to clear it. Then you can simply adjust the height of this to get your angle. You go on up a little tight at first, it's brand new, like that. And so now, yeah, I just got to go a little more. So this particular knife, I'm probably going to go at 20 degrees, right? So how do I know when I'm at 20 degrees? I have an angle gauge, but you don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you how accurate the Xarilk is. You put this on there, Still got to go up higher. 13, 14, let's see, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Here we go. We're almost there. There's 20. Now when we look down here, let's see if I can see. Yeah. When you look at your gauge, even though I use this, it's showing me that I'm at a 20-degree angle. The next thing you got to make sure is your, now we got to do your level. This has to be level. So what I'm going to do is look at the bubble. I'm going to raise that up. And it looks like that's level. And so that's close enough. And then you simply start your sharpening until you get a burr like that. And you can see there's a pretty big gap here, so it's not hitting anything. And then to turn the knife over, you simply loosen this, turn it over, lock it back down, carefully come back to the other side, and do this here. Now if you had a real dull knife, you probably would want to start with the lowest number grit grade, diamond stone, and then you would work your way up. And this takes practice, this takes getting used to what you're doing. You know, you're not going to be perfect overnight. Okay, we'll come back over here. Real easy to use. This thing is very solid. You can bolt it to your bench. It has 4 slot holes to, you know, screw it down to your bench. But I like I like it to be able to move depending on your, you know, if you're left hand or right hand. You might want to move it around, and it's solid enough to where it's not going to move on you. Okay, I think that's good enough for the demonstration. I want to get a piece of paper and a rag. Hang on a second. Let's take this out of here. And see where we're at. Whoops, not very good. Yeah, it needs more, but you know, like I say, it takes time to go through this, and I'm not a professional. This is my, you know, my first knife sharpener experience, so I've got a lot to learn. But I'm trying to show everybody that for the amount of money that you pay for this, $79, it's a great sharpener. It works well. It does take time to sharpen your knife, but it will get really, really sharp. So thank you for watching. Okay, have a great